All right, I've been talking about it enough. I finally have to make a video, guys. Futures. Why have I started trading futures? Why have I put options trading kind of to the side and really fallen in love with futures over the last couple of weeks, and really the primary thing that I'm trading on a regular basis right now? I want to come down into the brokerage and show you all the pros and the cons and kind of give you like an overview. There's something, a jumping off point for you to do some more research if you love options, but you're just getting frustrated with the swings of options, with the Greeks of options, implied vol, all the things that frustrated me that kind of have been eliminated by trading and investing inside futures. It's kind of the middleman between the extremes of options trading, in my opinion, and like the slow moving trading of stocks. I think there is something great about options. Full disclosure, I love selling options. Right now in this bear pullback recession, whatever you want to call it, I am writing cash secure puts out the nose. I cannot write them fast enough. I love them. And I love leaps options. I love buying options very far out. Deep in the money, where I don't have to worry about things like short-term implied volatility and theta. But when I shrunk it down and started trying swing trading over a couple of days, or even day trading options, I got really frustrated with things like theta. How many days to expiration do I choose? If the stock continues to trade flat, I still lose money. Not having set fixed stop losses because the options price wasn't really directly correlated to the price of the share. Like things like that were just driving me nuts and really just frustrating. So I seeked other things, other people day trading, tried to take in as much information as I could, and I learned about futures. I got to give a shout out, Trades by Matt. He streams every single day trading just one thing. He trades the NQ, he trades the NASDAQ. Sometimes he dabbles in the S&P 500, but I've pretty much followed like his setup, his brokerage, and like I said, I really like it. So let's just jump in and demystify futures, because I really feel, myself included, I thought futures was like this confusing, crazy thing. I guess kind of like options. I thought options I'd never be able to decode options. And once you do some research and you start small and figure it out and learn, it's great. Okay, and if you want to see me trade them, I have a separate channel where I live stream all my day trades. I know not a lot of people on here love the day trading thing, so you can go check out Brad Finn Day Trades. I'll leave a link somewhere for that if you want to see me in my live trading sessions in the morning and things like that, trading not only options, but now futures. All right, so here is a look at the platform. And just like any platform, guys, these are all just widgets. You can set them up and customize. This website or this trading platform is called Tradeovate. You can trade futures on a number of different platforms. I think NinjaTrader, I'm pretty sure Thinkorswim. I'm not exactly positive. But here on Tradeovate, like I said, after following Matt and doing my research, I really thought that this was going to be a great brokerage. They just deal in futures. That could be a con for some people. But like I said, I liked doing it with them because that's all they do. I've asked questions. Their customer service, not sponsored, no affiliate links. I'm just letting you know kind of why I chose that. Looking real quick, I have two different charts here. You'll see up here MES M2 and MNQ M2, and then the chart, and then other things that are just a part of this. We see MNQM2. This is the micro E-mini NASDAQ 100. And over here, this is the micro E-mini S&P 500, where M is the code for the expiration. Now, these do have an expiration. You can look up exactly what a future is, but essentially we have futures that are commodities and we have futures that are indexes. I'm dealing with indexes, and the reason I was able to transition so easily is because I am using things like the NQ and the ES, right? These future indices. I'm using them to trade the QQQ and the SPY every day. So I said, why not just try and trade the actual chart itself and see if it makes my life easier? So M means micro, because there are micro contracts and there are mini contracts. The micro, which has just been released in recent times, it's the same exact thing as the E-mini, but 1/10 the size. And what that means is that somebody with a small portfolio like me, I think I put in $1,000, I can start trading at a very low amount of risk monetarily, right? There are risks in investing just like anything else, but these micro contracts allow you to get in to the actual trade. Now, this is a margin leveraged vehicle, which I will get into more detail in 1 second, and every brokerage is going to have a different margin requirement and things like that. But the fact that on this case, I only need to put up $50 or $100. I only need to have $50 or $100 depending on which I'm trading. The NASDAQ requires 100. The ES requires 50. I can get into a trade with just $50 knowing that it's a leveraged vehicle. And even though there is an expiration, right? Because this is a contract, right? It's a contract to purchase a commodity or index at a specific price at a specific time. But unlike options, it doesn't have any Greeks. There's no implied volatility. There's no theta time decay. There's no delta. There's none of that. It's strictly just price action. And when I trade, guys, I trade on VWAP, which is this white line, volume, and supply and demand zones. That's all I'm using. That's all the indicators that I'm using. So essentially, all I'm doing is I'm trading the NASDAQ index or the S&P 500 index as a futures contract. So that was something that I loved immediately right from jump. The fact that I did not have to worry about like days expiration. Should I do 3? Should I do 5? Should I do 7? Should I do 0? Should I do 1? What if it trades flat? I know that when I get in at a specific level, that anything above that is going to be profit. Anything below that is going to be loss. It allows me to take wonderful and precise stop losses and take profits without worrying about that time decay. If you've been trading options, you see that sometimes you can enter a trade here and it chops around, and at the same exact price, 10 minutes later, you could be in the red because you're losing to theta. That does not happen when you trade futures contracts. So now I'm watching this and I am very sure due to my analysis that this stock is going to go down. So I am going to sell. So let's just say, boom, I click sell. Another great thing here is the bid ask is so tight that market orders are just in and out. Like you don't have to really set limit prices because the bid ask is so tight that it is essentially a market and a limit order is the exact same thing. And we'll talk about this y-axis and what these numbers, because it's not monetary. We'll talk about that in just a second. So let's say I just got in, I press sell. So to close that, I would buy. So my stop loss would be a buy order. So I'd come up here, maybe I want it right here. I'm going to click a buy order and there's my stop loss. And then maybe I thought it was going to come down here. I click buy. Now I have my stop loss and my take profit set. It can bounce around here for the whole entire day until it hits one of these two levels. Boom. That's it. And it's so easy. Let's just say I didn't want to and I saw it right here. All I'd have to do is come up here, exit at market, and close all. We could see the bid and ask. Right now it is the overnight session, and it usually varies by 25. So you see the 0.25, really, really close. So let's say I saw it right now. I heard something in the news, and I wanted to get out. I click exit, market close, boom. I am out of that order, and everything is great. So I love the speed at which you can get in, the ability to set tight, defined stops and take profits, the fact that you could just exit and get out. Because this is a great platform, there's no leakage. As soon as you get in and out, you are going to pay commissions on this website, but you get what you pay for. How many times have you tried to get out of something and it slipped or it didn't fill? This is like boom in, boom out. I freaking love it. Another thing I love is the price action. So now over here, guys, these are in points and ticks. So these 0.25s, those are considered ticks. And depending on the commodity, there'll be different ticks equal 1 point, and different points equal a certain value amount, a dollar amount, a conversion. So it is a leveraged vehicle. So I'm getting that like quick price action. Like if I were to day trade stocks, you need like thousands and thousands of shares and hundreds of thousands of dollars to really make a major impact on true income. I liked options because it's fast and furious. And in a couple minutes, you could be up $50, $100 quickly, even with a small account. I like that. It's for entertainment value for me, right? So when I tried it with stocks, it was a little too slow. This is a little bit quicker and the money actually moves. In the NASDAQ, 1 point is worth $2. Inside the ES, it's a little bit different. That is a $5 move. So every single tick is 50 cents dollar value for me on the NQ. And on the ES, every single tick is $1.25. That's for the micro. If you were trading the E-mini, which I wouldn't even touch because I've seen the price swings on watching professional people, it's going to be 10x that. So it's a $20 move for every point, or a $50 move for every point over on the ES. Now that is a good and a bad thing, because just like options, as fast as it can go up, it can go down. With options, you pay a premium for that options contract. That's your defined loss. Inside futures, you can lose it all. I just lost it all by accident. I did a video over on Bradfin Day Trades. You could check that out. The debacle of how I lost my entire portfolio by accident. Maybe I'll link that at the end. But that is one downside versus options. In options, you have a defined risk. You know how much you're going to lose. But in this case, you can lose your whole entire portfolio or even more, because this is a margined vehicle. Like I said, right now, the NQ 11,957, it only cost me $100 of upfront money to purchase one of these contracts. And the last thing that I really love is the tax advantage. We know when we day trade, everything is short-term capital gains. Inside futures, there's a 60-40 rule. So 40% of your net profit is going to be taxed at long-term capital gains. So if you make $100, 60 of it is going to be short-term capital gains at your regular taxable income. The other $40 is going to be taxed at a long-term capital gain, which if you want to do this and you're going to do it, I mean, I hope to make a little bit of money. Like, it is entertainment value for me, but if I do make money, it is nice knowing that I am going to save a considerable amount of money on taxes if I am profitable. So let me just expand the NQ out just to show you guys, like, you can still draw, you could put all the technicals, you could put all your indicators up here. They have all these indicators that you can use. Pretty much I figured out that you can set it up exactly like TradingView. It is a little bit like, if it's just a new brokerage, you have to get used to it. But to come back, here's what I really love. I love the fact that it's just an index, right? It is the NASDAQ 100. Right, this M2 just means when the expiration is, and then it rolls to the next one. And this platform actually lets you know when the volume of this one is less than the volume of the next one, and you can just roll and start using the one that's getting the most volume. I love the really, really tight bid-ask spread that allows me to get in and out very, very quickly. I like the multiple. 1 point is either $2 or $5. I love that I can set defined stops. Like, even if I was using the zone and I wanted my stop loss to be right here, right? If it hits it here on an options contract a minute later, or if it hits it an hour later, that's a totally different loss. But I know now with this, when it hits that, I know exactly how much I lost. I know exactly how much I'm going to profit. I don't have to watch it as intently as I did. It's kind of like made me less paper hands. Because when I was trading options and things went my way, I was afraid of it snapping back, or I was afraid of it chopping and theta taking away some of my profits. On this, all I do is once I'm profitable, I move my stop loss and almost like a trailing stop loss. And I can know that even if it snaps back, I am not going to lose any money. I know exactly at what price my break even is, and I know exactly above and below how much I'm going to lose and how much I'm going to make. That frankly just keeps me in trades longer because I don't need to worry about theta. Once again, I will say it's probably one of my favorite things besides the tax advantage, because I love tax loopholes. The fact that I can just trade an index that I've been staring at and watching and I'm very, very familiar with. Like I said, you can do the commodities if you want. I just like the indexes. Oh gosh. Oh no. Hey, it's me. Brad again from the future. Two other pros that I completely forgot to mention in this video. Number one, this is an amazing way to avoid the PDT rule, pattern day trading rule. So if you've been trading options or things like that and you have less than 25 grand, you know that you can only make like 3 trades and a 5 rolling, whatever that rule is. When you trade futures, there is no PDT rule. So also great for small accounts. Like I said, for me using a couple $1,000s max, no PDT rule. The other pro that I forgot to mention was extended hours. Now the reason I forgot is because I don't tend to trade the night session, but The future session starts at 6 p.m. and ends at 5 p.m. So it's pretty much 23 hours a day. They take Saturdays off, so it opens Sunday at 6 p.m. So if you maybe have a day job and you want to dabble in trading in the overnight session and things like that, low volume, not great, but two more pros I completely forgot to put in this video. No PDT rule, and you could trade extended hours. All right, back to the video. If you have any other comments or questions, leave them down in the description below or hop inside the Discord, guys. There's a group of us in there trading these every single day. More futures traders coming in every day. Definitely a ton of options and wheelers in there as well. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. Like this if you like some more content like this, trading and futures, or just tell me in the comments that you hate my guts. But when it comes to options versus futures, day trading, I think futures is going to be the way to go. And then options will be for writing them, collecting premium, and then my things like leaps. Until I catch you guys in the next one, stay positive. Work really, really hard always, please. Be kind to other people. I hope you have yourself an amazing day and an even better tomorrow.